domestic violence is something that comes from this, but too as well, what can develop this as well is when you have an adulterous relationship. So if you have an adulterous relationship, then the trust that the opposite person that was on the other end that received that adulterous relationship from you, then that person won't trust you no more. They become dependent on you, and they asking everywhere you're going, where you going, where you going, because they don't trust you. They becoming addicted. They becoming jealous because, and we've seen that happen in a lot of relationships for those that we have mentored, is that we'll find out why you don't trust them so much. And then I automatically know infidelity or something happened early in their relationship for that person to lose trust. And everywhere you go, they want to know where you at. Did you go here? Where you at? When you go in here, they check them through your phone. Any insecurity that comes up, then that person is all over you, and that becomes Manea love.
And that's especially if they hook up with the wrong person.
Yes, it can be very crazy. I've seen it over and over again.
Job waiting on you to get on your lunch break. They at your car.
They crazy. What's the name of that song? I bust the windows at you. See, when you see them type like that, that mean they crazy.
Yeah.
They crazy. So remember that. Take it in. And again, we may be repetitive, but we really want y'all to understand this. Watch these videos over and over and over again, especially listen here about the 7 types of love.
And before they even do the research on the other person that they're with, they didn't check any background information. They didn't find any financial credit reports.
He don't even have to have a job.
Right, where they live. It's just like they just got to have this person because they're obsessed with them. And then it becomes a dangerous relationship. Right. So you have to be very, very careful because these people are the ones you want to avoid.
Definitely.
Make sure that you're choosing your mates wisely when you're talking about dating and being in relationships with individuals and marrying individuals. These are some serious points. So you really want to make sure that you're not running across these nutcases.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them out there. That's why we're giving them to you.
Out there.
Study these. Go back and listen to this video over and over and over again because we're giving you some valid points, some great things to identify the types of love. And then the next love we could talk about too is the most unconditional love, which is agape love, which is a love that a true marriage really is supposed to have. I can go to the area to where say our King originally designed us. He has agape. God has agape love for us. That means no matter what we do, He's always going to love us no matter what. That's why when it says for a man to love his wife as Christ loved the church. So the church do a whole lot of crazy stuff and Christ still loves us. So the same thing, the same expectation He has for men to love our wives. It's unconditional. It don't matter whatever you do to me.
I punch you and I still
gotta love you. So that's just how it is. It is a sacrificial love. I mean, I sacrifice. I give my life to my wife. I give my life to my family. No matter what it is it takes, then agape love is there for me to love you. This is truly a love too as well. A lot of times when a marriage is based off eros love, then if there is infidelity in the relationship, then that's why the relationship divorces quickly. And also too, that's the only out for marriage according to the Constitution we live at is infidelity. But the reason why, because if a person has more eros love, then it's all emotional. And then it goes back to one movie we was watching. I ain't gonna say the name of the movie, but it goes back to one movie we was watching when the man, his best friend cheated on his wife with him or something. He was about to marry her. So during the wedding, his mind kept on flashing back. And that's what happens in this type of love. If you don't have agape love, your love is based off of eros love, then it's all emotions, all feeling, it's all fantasy. Your mindset is only thinking, it's all sexual. Your marriage is all sexual. You marry this person because of sexuality. You try to stick with this person because of sexuality, and you never develop that agape love.
Forgive.
You can't forgive at all. But with agape love, it's unconditional. You can't forgive, and there is life after if infidelity takes place or adultery takes place. There is life if you truly have agape love. All right. And the last one, number 7, is definitely the Filet love.
Well, before we get into the Filet too, with the agape love, you have to create a balance.
Yes.
Because sometimes there can be an unbalance in the relationship to where the person can love so much.
Yes.
And they give so much of themselves that they put the other person first.
Yes.
And they put them on a pedestal to where they become a god in a sense.
Yes.
And you have to create a balance of that because you have to know.
You gotta love yourself.
You can't love anyone until you know how to love yourself. Yep. And when you validate and love yourself, then you're able to give yourself to somebody else, and you can love them the right way.
I love myself more. She's supposed to love herself more.
True. I was like, yeah, you love yourself.
You're supposed to love yourself more.
It is what it is. love me, you love
if
me.
I love myself, it's supposed to love her unless I love myself, right? So that's what it says. So if I can take care of myself,
love me like you love your body.
Love like you love your body. So if I'm taking care of her, this is my body. We won. You know, this is my flesh. We fuse together. We ain't bonded together. We fuse together. We'll tell you what that is too. We fuse together. You can't, when something is fused together, you can't break it. When something is bonded, you can break it. But we'll get into that later on for you. But that's agape love. Again, it's unconditional. Nothing can break it. You can't allow anybody else to come in. There is no offense. When offense comes, it dies real fast because you love that person. And then too as well, going back to the marriage person too with agape love, you understand this in marriage. You are more committed to the institution of marriage than you are to the person.
Right.
I'm more committed to the institution of marriage, not to my wife. I'm committed to the institution and what marriage stands for. It's just like if you're on a job. If you're on a job and you get into it with an employee, with a coworker or something, and y'all mad at each other, are you gonna quit that job? You're not gonna quit that job because you are committed to the institution of that job.
And they need that money.
And you need that money. So the same thing here. We need our destiny together.
Right.
We need to raise our children together. So we are committed to the institution, no matter how mad she make me, or how mad I make her. The agape love, the unconditional love we have for each other is going to make us stand for our marriage. We're committed to our marriage more than we are committed to each other.
And that goes to with the relationships when you have disagreements, you have arguments or whatever in the home and stuff like that. It's that agape love that keeps you together.
Right.
Because like you said, I can get on his nerves and he can get on my nerves, and then it's like, don't you love me? And it's like,
we got our boundaries.
I don't like you at the moment.
But give them keys on our boundaries.
I love you.
Right. Did I confuse you? Give them keys on our boundaries.
Yes, you did. You answered me when I was talking. I forgot my point. I forgot my point.
I'm being quiet. I'm practicing being quiet. Go ahead.
What was I talking about?
Go ahead.
He interrupted my point.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start. I remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry, baby. But what I was going to say, I was saying give them the boundaries that we have in reference to love. So if we have I don't like to say argument, but we have something that we don't agree on, okay? And we know that our emotions are getting involved, or our emotions are rising high. We have practiced this for a long time to know one thing we do: we never leave the house.
Oh yeah.
That's one key. No matter how mad we get at each other, we've always had a home large enough to where we don't leave the house. We don't.
I was thinking about when I went and hid behind the couch.
See, it's certain things you do. I mean, it's just, those are just boundaries we set in our marriage. We don't, I'm telling you, no matter how mad we leave, we said this before we got married, and we have stuck to this. No matter how mad we get at each other, we never leave the house. Right. I never jump in my car and ride. She never jump in the car and ride. We don't even go for walks. She go in her side of the house, I go on my side of the house. We've always had a house big enough to do that. That's the reason why I have a nice large house, to do that. You go on your side, I go on my side. And normally, typically, I have to learn out that, okay, give her 15 minutes, or she give me 15 minutes, or 20 minutes. We know that within 15, 20 minutes, because we have unconditional love for each other, we normally don't stay mad that long. And then the last thing too is we never allow the sun to go down. That's a constitution, and that's something we live by. We never allow the sun to go down on our anger. So we make up with each other.
And we may not always agree when the sun goes down, but it's peaceable enough to where it is a mutual agreement to like, okay, well, I think we got this.
Right.
And we're good. All right. We'll finish discussing it.
We finish discussing.
But it's not a heated to where it's that hatred to where I can't stand you. I'm going to chop you up at night when you go to sleep type of stuff.
We go to bed have makeup sex. I'll teach you that too, man, about makeup sex. Well, I'm going to write a book on that. All right, back on, stay focused. But anyway, those are things we do. I gave them 3 points in reference to when we have a disagreement. 1, we don't leave the house. 2, we give each other 15 minutes just to kind of breathe. This is us. You do what works for you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You do what works for you. It might be 3 hours. 3 hours for y'all, but we had to go into it.
We had to work to the 15 minutes. It start off at 3 hours.
So 2,
the whole day.
you start off a long time. So 2, we give each other about 15 to 20 minutes to let her breathe, let me breathe, and then we normally come by, grip on a Buddha or something, and she'll be laughing or something. And then the third thing is we never allow the sun to go down our route. We have makeup sex. Yes. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next one. Can you be serious? Come on, I'm trying to finish up, man. These people want this information. All right, the last one, I'm gonna go to Filet Love. You like their makeup sex part? She be loving it every time I say that. But anyway, y'all need to try that too. Anyway, the next point we have is Filet love. Filet love is a conditional love. That's why it's important for you not to marry a person only because of their looks, only because what they have or their possessions. Because if we ask young couples now, okay, why do you love this person? Why do you love this person? They may say because he has a good job, because she has nice hair, or she has a nice shape, or she has this, she has that. What happens if you are involved with your mate with only Filet love? What happens when they lose their hair? Look at mine.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I used to have waves, baby, but if the only thing she loved about me was my waves, then that love was gone a long time ago. You know, shape. Boop, boop, boop. That thing probably was shaped like this, but then when that thing started shaped like and just square out. It used to be.
So you said I'm square?
I didn't say anything about you at all, but when it used to be like this, choop, 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 but then it just go choop and then square and then just go square down. What if that was the only thing that you love with Filet? It was conditional love, and then it's gone after she had your children.
I'm confident in my shape.
Right, you doing well, babe. You doing well, babe. But anyway, if your love is based on love, should be the definitely the best and the foundational love that you all have for each other.
Right.
Okay.
And it shouldn't be a manipulative love either.
Yes, it shouldn't be. Yeah, it definitely can't be.
Phileo is more of conditions, whereas if you do this for me,
I
I love you only because you do this.
Right.
People love you for what you can do for them. And then when you stop doing for them, then the real them shows, it comes out. It's
right.
like, oh, well, I only loved you because you were doing this, or you thought they loved you
right.
because you were doing this, and they didn't have any love. They only used you for your kindness and what they could get from you. And when they've used you up, they throw you to the side. So it's only based off of conditions. And so in a relationship, make sure it's someone that you're connected to. You're not connected with a guy who loves you and with you only because you have a good job and a good house and he can lay on the couch and not do anything. You're providing for him. So he loves you because you're just providing for him. Or same vice versa with the female, or with your siblings, or with your parents, or with co-workers, or anyone. Make sure that these people are not just loving you because of what you do, because if you stop doing it, will they still love you? So that's what Phileo love is, conditions. Only if you do this, then I'll give you the love. I'll honor you. I'll treat you right, and I'll respect you. But then as soon as you start doing what you want to do and not pleasing them, they'll kick you to the curb.
It is over with. So I think we covered everything. I think that was a very good topic. Again, take this video, watch it over and over again. Sit down with your spouse, sit down with your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, to help them to understand the different types of love. So when you identify it, you can know exactly what you're working with when you're about to go into a relationship, when you have a good friendship. We use these 7 things to identify individuals everywhere, and it's good for us too as well to refresh our minds on these things. So again, there are 7 types. You have the Eros love, you have the Ludus love, you have the Storge, Pragma, you have, how do you say the last one? Manea, you have Agape, and you have definitely Phileo love. So remember these 2 loves. Share this video. We know that this is a great video. Kicking off, we got the sex part coming up next, baby. I know y'all been waiting on this, but we have to build you all up. Definitely understand this here. So if you didn't know about the 7 types of love, now you know too. Love you all. Watch out for the next week's outcoming of the videos. Love y'all and have a great day.